The Kips Decorator Showhouse in Palm Beach is a magical mansion decorated from designers' wildest dreams. You're getting the rare chance to see what a designer can do without the constraints of a cautious client. But what you don't see is the madness behind the magic. Fabrics held in customs, contractors sleeping in vans, sofas that won't fit through doorways, and only 4 hours to install furniture. I'm Megan, the new girl, and I went behind the curtain of the Kips Decorator Showcase. I learned why they risk up to $200,000 of their own money to decorate one room that exists for only 1 month. Here's what I found.
Welcome to Privet Palm Beach Presents, bringing you everything Palm Beach. Coming to you from our active storefront studio in the exciting new Nora District.
This episode of Privet Palm Beach Presents is brought to you by Caprock, a privately owned multifamily office serving Palm Beach and beyond. Caprock provides independent wealth advisory and investment services for families, foundations, and institutions. Learn more at caprock.com.
This week brings us The New Girl in Town with Megan McDowell. Be sure to subscribe, follow, like, and share our multiple channels in the show notes.
Founded in 1973 as a fundraiser for the Kips Boys and Girls Club in Manhattan, the Kips Decorator Showhouse has grown into one of the most influential design incubators in the country. The Palm Beach edition, launched in 2017, is now the highest attended between New York, Palm Beach, and Dallas, and last year it got 17,000 visitors. Designers have to apply to a committee, and up to 30 are chosen, assigned rooms, and then given 6 to 8 weeks to transform an empty house into a design fantasy. They invest $50,000 to $200,000 of their own money, not including borrowed pieces or sponsor contributions, and the space is open to ticket holders for just 1 month. But first, they need a house. I spoke to Nazira Handel, who has overseen the show houses for 14 years. She told me that securing the property is the hardest part of her job. In past years, she's called realtors, and when that didn't work, she placed a public call for submissions and once secured a house within 30 minutes of publishing it. This year, for the first time, it's 2 houses across the street from each other and owned by the same person. Once the house is secure, the designers are notified, assigned rooms, and the clock starts. Kitchens and baths must function, outdoor bars must work, permanent changes must be approved. Designers coordinate with sponsors, fabricators, and trades, all while juggling paying clients. And when installation begins, they're given a 4-hour window to move furniture into their space. There is no extension. At 8 a.m., the deadline hits, and they surrender the house back to Nazira. Only once has a designer missed the deadline. It's become one of the most influential design incubators in the country, and a major social moment during the season. Here's what this year's designers divulged. Colleen Rosar of Colleen Rosar Design designed her entire space off of Christopher Farr's Carnival fabric. It shipped from London and was lost in customs, so she had it reprinted and shipped again, and it was lost again. With only 35 yards left from her runoff, Rosar took a train to London from Paris, physically picked up the bolt of fabric, flew it to LA to be turned into a sofa, and took a red-eye back to her home in New York. Then she thought she wouldn't fit it through the door, so she briefly considered taking out the window, but that would have messed up the house's insurance. It finally fit. Colleen says she will keep the sofa with her for the rest of her life. Deborah Wesselman of Wesselman Design had a similar horror story. These alpaca skins from her native Peru were also stuck in customs. They finally came in at the last minute when they were dyed to match her space. Barbara Lewis of the Lewis Design Group is a Kips veteran. She told me that she tries to source locally to specifically avoid headaches like these. And not all couches make it in one piece. Lynn Burney of LTA Interiors had to cut this amazing custom banquette in half to fit through the door. It totally paid off. The Flying Ducks fabric from Privet is totally unexpected, and I love it with the Samuel & Sons French. Stephen Walsh of Stephen Walsh Design installed the stone countertop the night before the 8 a.m. deadline and only left at 4 a.m. But his contractor stayed behind because they had installed a temporary structure to hold up the slabs. The contractor slept in his van on site to remove the supports right before the 8 a.m. deadline. And Danielle Balanis was originally assigned only this bedroom because the homeowner had just redone the bathroom and didn't want to rip it up. But halfway through, the bathroom was added to her project. And that's why you don't see her bathroom mock-up in the renders. Oh yeah, the renders are a big moment. They are the first look at what the designers have planned. And yes, the design can change a little from that initial plan. Justin Moreland was going off of just a floor plan, dimensions, and before images. The mirror he had planned for the space didn't work, so he changed the mirror and flipped it with the art. That's why his published render is different from his final output. And yes, this dramatic process seems made for TV. In fact, the team says that they have had multiple conversations about making this project into a series. Nothing has come together yet, so maybe we can make this happen. The payoff for designers is threefold: good press, attracting new clients, and finally the freedom to be bold. No more beige. Everyone I talked to felt so liberated. The trending color this year was yellow. Most designers base their designs off of a singular obsession. Lynn Burney at LTA Interiors was inspired by a mahjong board. Alexandra Pappas loved this rug, and Riverbrook designed their tiki bar after this 1960s Slim Aarons photograph. Sergio Mercado of Bamo Inc. was inspired by the Surrealism movement. And Lisa Erdman of Lisa Erdman Interiors was inspired by Princess Margaret going to Mustique. The transformation is truly inspiring. Don't go into the house if you don't want to spontaneously redecorate or start a new home project. Here are some old pics of the house, the renders, and the final results. You can buy tickets to tour it during the day, or for a closer look after hours, you can rent it out for 2 hours for 74 of your closest friends for $15,000. In a world of repetitive design and algorithm-approved beige, this is one of the last places that designers can take risks. I know I'm inspired, and a tiki bar is definitely in my future.
Privet Palm Beach Presents is a production of Privet Studios and is available on YouTube, Apple, and Spotify platforms. You could reach out to us on Instagram at privetpalmbeach and at theprivet.com. Thanks to the Privet Studios team, including Summers Laffey, Will Cannon, our friends at Mass Inbound, and music by Kevin MacLeod.